This is a 2026 Ram 1500 Rebel. And for this model year, this truck was served a major blow. I borrowed it from Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah. It is available for sale. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see the options and features on this build. At the very top is the description. Base price comes in at $64,195. And then here's a short listing of the standard features. $392 does come standard. Starting off the options is the bed utility, which gives you the spray in and that deployable bed step. Rebel level 1 is $495, and it does have the decal delete and then trailer brake controller. Destination comes in at $2,095 with a total price of $67,230. And then here are the fuel economy numbers off to the side. Most people know for 2026 the Ram 1500s received the V8 option back. For 2025 that was absent. Now I did know that if you were looking at a tungsten trim level you could not get the 5.7 liter, and rightfully so, because the high output is pretty much putting out big horsepower compared to that engine. But I just noticed on the builder you cannot get the 5.7 liter V8 in the Rebel either, and I was shocked to see that because this would be the truck that would be probably the most popular to have a V8 option. I mean, that's just my opinion obviously, but regardless of that, maybe it's wrong, but I would like to see a V8 option for this Rebel for sure. Now obviously these trucks got refreshed for 2025, so that's going to carry over for this model year. And overall the Rebel still hits. It's still a strong contender. It has LED headlights, fog lights, incandescent turn signals. You guys see it has that sport performance hood and off-road front bumpers, front parking sensors, adaptive cruise control, and of course has recovery hooks. Now if you get a little closer, the one thing about the Rebel is they don't give you any front skid plates, but you did see some Bilstein shocks there. Independent front suspension, double wishbone, and here are those tires. These are the Goodyear Wrangler Duratracs. They've been using this tire for a long time now. And LT 275/70/18 is the tire size, which is 33.2 inches tall, 10.8 inches in width. And these tires are basically for an HD truck. They have 3,640 pounds of capacity. That's insane. Like, that's probably the highest tire capacity I've seen for a half-ton pickup at 80 psi. Now you don't have to run it there. I'll show you guys a yellow sticker that shows that in the Payload. Love the black wheel design, 6 lug. You guys see it has a fender flares. Definitely has like that off-road look. You guys see the mirrors are finished in black with the turn signals here. All the badging is blacked out too. Convex, blind spot alert, no smart key system, but it is available for sale with this truck as an option. And skid plate is right there for the transfer case. And let's see, you do have a skid plate for that fuel tank, and it does a pretty good job of covering that entire 33-gallon tank too. So we're gonna fill up at regular fuel. And you have that multi-link coiled suspension with more Bilsteins. Has a liner. It's not complete though. Huh. And then there's that step. I'm gonna push this down for now. We'll step into the bed here in a second. Now in the rear you have incandescent tail lights, dual exhaust. You have those off-road bumpers, parking sensors, 4 and 7 pin for the trailer. LED license plate lights there, and then you have a light for if you're hooking up a trailer at night. Class 4 receiver hitch, and this is assisted. And stepping into the bed is pretty easy. You have bed lights back here. You also have 400 watts of power. You have this rail for tie downs. Power sliding glass with defrost. Incandescent bulbs up there, however. Hopefully Ram will address this because, yeah, they don't give you a off-road tire. 392 rear with a locker. The front's gonna most likely have an open diff. And then lastly, here's a side view. When you think back to Ford, when they introduced the EcoBoost engine for the F-150s, it was the most strategic thing they had ever done, because what they were doing was they were fishing. See, they wanted to see how many people would buy a pickup truck with a twin-turbo V6 engine. And little by little, they made that engine better and better. They started giving that engine bragging rights, the horsepower and torque numbers, the off-the-line performance. It just was a no-brainer. And now today, Ford has tricked their truck buyers into buying a twin-turbo V6 engine, and they love it. However, Ram guys ain't the same. They just not. They don't want this 6-cylinder turbo stuff. They want what they've always had. Hemi. That's what Grandpa had, that's what Dad had, and that's what they want. Now, obviously, I have nothing against this engine because I like the idea of a straight 6 engine when it's been updated, and they've done pretty much a lot to overbuild this engine. For example, it does have aluminum block, but it does feature a closed deck design. Also, the main bearing cradles of both engines, which is this one and the high output, are cross bolted. So they did overbuild this engine. It is a reliable engine at some point. Maybe not today, it's a brand new engine, but I think in time it will be one of those engines that we want in our trucks because the performance it has. Now, I'm about 4,500 feet above sea level here in Utah. And when you think about these turbochargers, they do make up for the deficit that you lose at this altitude. So that's where I think this engine makes sense. Now, obviously, if I was in Florida, maybe I'd want the Hemi. But yes, here, I'm perfectly fine with this engine with 420 horsepower and 469 pound-feet of torque. And remember, all that power goes through an 8-speed transmission, which is very reliable. That's a ZF 8HP75. They've had it behind the Hemi for, I can't tell you how long, over 10 years, And most master techs I've ever talked to in the past, and even to this day, have said they rarely see that transmission go down. So that's what's nice about this truck. Engine is strong, powerful, but hopefully we see reliability in the future. And who knows, maybe they will start doing updates to the 5.7 liter Hemi. We'll have to wait and see. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. The Rebel is definitely the fun truck because you get this red and black interior. I like that red and gray stitching that they give you also, and all the design on the door. It's just done really well. You have power mirrors, so you can power fold them with the push of a button. Auto up and down for the front windows. Great storage in the door here. And check this out. Power seat, although that power seat, let me see here. That power seat might be an option. Power adjustable pedals. Nope. That power seat is standard. What's not standard, however, is these power pedals. So just keep that in mind if you want that. I love the floor liners, so you see how high they go up, protect that carpet. And I always rave about Ram seats. See how wide the cushion is. They're not too soft, they're not too stiff. So I think they're the perfect match for most people. Great bolstering, so if you do plan on going off-road, the seat will hug you. Tilt headrests come standard. Let's go ahead and check out the passenger side. Now on this side, no power seat. And they do give you a soft touch on the dash. Grab handles, and you guys see you have the black liner too, which I like. They do illuminate this area. And looks to be a wheel lock. A little bit of storage right there. Out back, I always point this out. You see how wide that door opens? Love that. Also, seat back pockets. No USBs, no outboard heated seats, but that's all available. This is basically like a lower trim I would call it like, well, it's a lower equipment group. That's probably the best way to put it. More of that stitching pattern here. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed, you do have a fabric insert on the front and rear seats too. LED interior lights. And then lastly, 60/40 bench with some storage. So if you want to pop it out, there you go. Let's go ahead and jump back over to the driver's seat. You guys see the perforated leather on the steering wheel, by the way? Adaptive cruise control, gear limiter, so you can lock out gears for the transmission. Drive modes, so it has snow, tow, sport, off-road, and then auto. Now on this screen, this is a 12-inch display. I like how you can do specific things to see on this first page, and if you swipe over you can add more information. So if you want to add your climate here, you can, but if you want your heated seats to stay up, you can do that. Or if you click up here, this is like a quick menu to turn these on too. Now let's go to vehicle real quickly. Dashboard, and then off-road pages. So you guys see it shows you the altitude, so we're just under 4,500 feet. Shows that we're in 4 high auto. Now if you want to lock the rear axle, you just click on that axle lock. This is like a cruise control for off-road mode. You can disable auto stop start. Now just below the screen you have your trailer brake, traction control, and I like how they give you parking sensor off for your front and rear. So if you're towing a trailer, you can just keep these off, and then you can always keep these on for the front. USBs, you have the single wireless charger, but you can get a dual if you get the level 2 equipment group. 120 volt power plug. They still have the best center console in the business. Great storage, and this slides. Now, one thing you have to note is this button here. If you push this button, you do have like this pop-up menu here, and then you can select what you want. It just makes it a little bit easier. So some people like to see like their gauges, especially if they're towing. So they have multiple gauges here. Here's your I guess your dipstick now is what you can call this, the oil level. Tire pressure, stop start, drive modes can be shown here, and then engine idle hours. Now HomeLink is on the roof. As I said, LED lights, you can slide that rear glass, place for your sunshades there. Also you have that 12 volt with a little bit of storage. Let's go ahead and check out the payload on the door. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 3,900 pounds. The rear is 4,100 pounds. 7,100 pound gross vehicle rating, and an 18 by 8 wide wheels. All in payload is 1,543 pounds. Tire pressure out front is going to be 55 psi. The rear is 45 psi. Hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to check out Larry H. Miller's inventory if you would like to purchase a truck. Let them know you saw the video. See you guys soon.